Welterweight Wrestling 4 live on iPay-per-view on Fight TV. Now, before I get started on Welterweight 4, let's go ahead and rewind. Let's go ahead and go back to Welterweight Wrestling 1, the first pay-per-view. I'm going to start there. I'm going to start with A, and I'm going to take you all the way to Z, which is Welterweight 4. Now, on Welterweight 1, I was the biggest name, the biggest star on the pay-per-view, and I made it all the way to the finals. I dominated throughout the night, outlasting so many great wrestlers, and you know, it came down to, and that was a surprise to no one. I mean, everybody knew I was going to be that dominant, but it came down to me and Ace Perry, which is funny because Ace Perry and I are both from Indiana, both the Indiana Darlings, but the fact is I'm better than Ace Perry. But on Welterweight 1, you know, I'm not going to lie, Ace Perry beat me, you know, but the thing is, and everybody knows it, Ace Perry got lucky. That was a fluke. And it'll never happen again. You see, right after the match, I felt like Joe Dombrowski in Welterweight Wrestling, I felt like they wanted Ace Perry to win. I felt like they wanted me to lose. I just didn't feel right about the whole situation. So I went to Twitter and I started calling out Joe Dombrowski. I started calling out Ace Perry, you know, saying a lot of things that people were like, oh, you shouldn't say that. But no, I should, because that's the way I felt. You know, I'm tired of tiptoeing on everybody's feelings, worried about whose feelings I'm going to hurt, who I'm going to rub the wrong way. Forget all that. Now, Joe Dombrowski then sends me an email letting me know that I'm banned from Welterweight Wrestling 2. I'm banned from the second pay-per-view. That doesn't stop me. I buy a time slot on Welterweight 2, and I wrestle a match all the way from Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, and I dominate that just like I would have dominated if I was in Turner's Hall that night. But right after that match, I look right in the camera and I say, give me a rematch with Ace Perry. I want my Welterweight Wrestling Championship. Now, Joe Dombrowski, he then does grant me my rematch with Ace Perry, but Ace Perry lost the Welterweight Wrestling Championship that night to Jason Gorey. Now, fast forward, Welterweight Wrestling 3. It's a rematch. Dylan Bostic versus Ace Perry, but this time a street fight. Even better. So guess what happens? I dominate that match and I beat Ace Perry in the middle of the ring. Now, the next thing you know, PCW live in Cleveland, Ohio at Turner's Hall, Welterweight Wrestling Championship on the line. Champion Nate Wings versus Dylan Bostic. But guess what? Just as I had that match in the bag, just as I was about to wrap it up, take that match home, guess what happens? Oh, little poor Ace Perry comes out crying. Oh, Dylan Bostic beat me. I lost. And then interferes in my match, sticks his nose in business it shouldn't have been in, and cost me my match and cost me the Welterweight Wrestling Championship. And that really struck a nerve with me. But Joe Dombrowski, he's an idiot. He's stupid. But he's finally made one good decision. He's finally made the smart decision. He made a big money match. And that is Welterweight Wrestling 4's main event for the Welterweight Wrestling Championship. It's going to be champion Nate Wings defending against Jason Gorey, a former Welterweight Wrestling champion, defending against Ace Perry, the first ever Welterweight Wrestling champion, and defending also against the rightful Welterweight Wrestling champion, and that's me. Now, on Welterweight Wrestling 4, I'm going to prove to everyone that this is not the welterweight division. This is the moneyweight division. And I'm going to take the welterweight championship and put it right where it belongs, and that's on my waist. because I'm money weight Dylan Bostic.